What's up, everybody? Irving TV, Double I TV, whatever you want to call me, as long as it doesn't get disrespectful, because if it gets disrespectful, then, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop you in the forehead with my Halo Nerf gun. Hold on, let me get that right now. Let me get it right now. You see this? You see this? Y'all see this? I'm going to get my Nerf gun, my Halo Nerf gun, and I'm going to pop you in the head. I'm pop you in the forehead with it. Anyway, I'm gonna put that down. And I'd like to welcome y'all to episode 11 of Squirrel Moments, the podcast. Today is January the 24th, 2022. First of all, I'd like to say to everybody, Happy New Year. I know I'm late with this episode. I know I'm extremely late, but it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. I have a life beyond this. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. No, but no, seriously though, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I know these last 2 years has been tough. These last 2 years has been tough. But we made it. Barely, but we made it. We made it. I'm glad to be in 2022 because 2021, I was done with 2021 by the time January the 2nd came around. But even though technically with 2022, I'm already done with the year as well. As soon as the ball drops, I say Happy New Year. I'm already tired. No, in all seriousness though, you know, I hope for positivity. Hopefully, we can manifest some positivity for this year. I know we've already had some hard hits and all that kind of stuff, but let's manifest some positivity for the new year. But before we get to talking about the new year, first of all, let's get all the pleasantries out the way. Let's get all the business stuff out the way and all this kind of stuff. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for supporting me. First of all, that's the first thing. If you're listening or if you're watching, which I had the video version on youtube.com/iIrvingTV, and the audio version is also available on Anchor.fm, Spotify, Google Podcasts. There's a couple others as well. I can't think of them off top, but I know that Anchor distributes all my podcasts to different platforms. I don't think it's on iTunes yet, or Apple Podcasts, whatever it's called. I don't think it's on there yet, but I know definitely is on Anchor.fm, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. I know it's on those, at least those three platforms. So I appreciate everybody that's listening. I appreciate everybody that's watching and all that stuff. So if y'all like what y'all see or y'all like what y'all hear, if you're watching the video version, go ahead and drop a comment, make sure to share. If you're listening, whatever platform y'all listen to, if it has a rating system on there, give it a good rating. If you can drop a comment on there, because that really helps. That really helps move the podcast up, move it up the algorithm, so that way we can have more people listen to this greatness that's coming. More people can listen to the corniness that comes out of my mouth. More people can listen to the ridiculous. People can hear me barely pronounce words and can barely talk. No, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. First of all, let me say this real quick. Let me make this disclaimer. I am tired. It is 6:22 in the morning. I got off of work about almost 2 hours ago. I don't know if I mentioned this before. My old listeners should already know this, but if y'all don't, it's cool. I work nights. So also to my new listeners, I work nights. And I got an energy drink in my hand right now. If y'all listening to the audio version, you're not gonna see it in my hand, of course, unless you can see audio, which then I'm gonna have to ask y'all some. Well, technically you could see audio, but then first you have to put the audio in the audio editing software, which means technically, y'all know where I'm going with this. I'm being a nerd right now. But anyway, yeah, I'm tired. I did a 10-hour shift. Well, that's why I usually do 10-hour shifts overnight and all that stuff. I originally planned on recording this on Saturday night. Right now it's Monday. I originally planned on recording this Saturday, but then, you know, I was helping my friends move and all that stuff, and by the time that was over with, I was done. Then I had to pull an all-nighter. Yeah, I was done. Yeah, I was done. But don't worry. Even though I got an energy drink, y'all know how I feel about energy drinks. And if you don't know, I really don't like them. I really don't like energy drinks too much, but if I need it, I need it, you know, because I'm dedicated to this. So, with that being said, I always promote on here that water is important. I still have a big bottle of water, and I have alkaline water at that. So, yeah, alkaline water is good for you. So, But anyway, let's get to the good stuff. Yeah, let's get to the good stuff, people. Let's get to the good stuff. Yeah. Anyway, before we get to the news stuff, before I get to anything, I will say this much: this episode might be a little bit different, and the reason why I say this is because usually I read articles ahead of time before I get on here and start speaking and start giving my spills and all this kind of stuff. We'll talk about this, talk about that, and before I give my take and all this kind of stuff, and I can keep on talking in and out, this, that, woo. I'm sorry, y'all. But what's gonna make this a little bit different is some of the articles, and part of it is because I was rushing, but some of the articles I haven't read yet. I've seen the headline, but I really haven't read yet. So it's going to be a little bit different, one, because it's going to be genuine reactions. I mean, I've done it before where I got some articles, but I didn't read it, but I handled it differently, and it was terrible. But anyway, I just want to let y'all know and give y'all that disclaimer, because I've been super busy lately, so I've been haven't got the chance to really sit down, really, the last couple of days and actually go through stuff and go, you know, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's get to the good stuff. This is what y'all here for. Y'all here for the good stuff, not to hear me complain about stuff. Y'all here to get away from what y'all complaining about, right? But all jokes aside, but then again, if I can tell a joke, even though all my jokes are corny, I tell corny dad jokes. Anyway, I'm having a squirrel moment right now. Woo, let's come back. But then again, that's a part of that's the point of this podcast. Squirrel moments is, and for those that that's tuning in for the first time to this podcast, the reason why I named it Squirrel Moments because I have ADHD, which I'm not. You know, I don't hide that fact. I embrace it to the fullest. But one of the things about ADHD is how people describe it is when somebody with ADHD sees a squirrel, whatever they doing goes out the window because they see the squirrel. They're like, squirrel. And for those that's tuning in for the first time, I just want to give y'all that brief explanation. But anyway, but yeah, before we get to the news and all that stuff, I just want to give y'all an update of what I've been doing lately. What I've been doing on my spare time, the little bit of spare time I have, you know. And actually, some of the stuff, not even on my spare time when I'm at work. And the reason why I say that is because I've been listening to a lot of your but let's return. Let's try that again. I have been listening to a lot of audiobooks as of late because, first of all, at my job, I told y'all before, I work at Amazon, right? And the job is easy, but it's boring. You're doing the same thing for 10 hours. It is an easy job, but it is boring. And if you don't have nothing to entertain yourself with, it will drive you mad. I can't see how people do it. Like, not listen to anything or have some type of entertainment and working for 10 hours. Like, now technically you're not supposed to have headphones or whatever, but I do have these I have this hat, right? It's like a, do I have it with me? No, I don't. But it's like a little Scully hat, but it has like earphones in it. So it's pretty hidden, and I've been using it ever since I got it, and it was like $25. But anyway, I'm not really supposed to have headphones in the building and all that stuff, but But lately, what I've been doing, I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. Now, I used to listen to a lot of music, but I've noticed one of the things it was music and podcasts, but the thing was, I go by them so fast. When I say I go by them so fast, like music, like I caught myself repeating some stuff as far as music go, and then as far as like podcasts go, there was a few podcasts that I was listening to, but I've caught up with them now. One of the main ones was Sacred Icon. Shout out to Josh and Brian, by the way. They, first of all, go check out their podcast, which is called Sacred Icon. It's a Halo podcast, and they're real cool. First of all, they're funny. They're real cool. They're laid back and very entertaining, first of all. And the fact is, they also have a Patreon in which, even if you just only have to do the $1 tier, they'll shout everybody out that is in their Patreon. So I remember the first time I heard them shout me out, I was like, oh, even though they got my name wrong a couple of times, but you know what? It's all good. It's I had fun with it though. Yeah, I had fun with it. The latest episode they put out, they finally got my name right. But but they real cool though. They real cool. I tweet them a couple times. I message them a couple times on what is it called? What's that messaging service called? Discord. Yeah. So, but that guy's real cool, and their community is awesome. You know, everybody shares their opinions and all that stuff without getting all argumentative and all that kind of good stuff. It's a cool community. I love being part of that community. So, take a sip of my unhealthy energy drink. But yeah, I've been listening to but yeah, after I finished their podcast, I mean, of course I could branch out and find another podcast, but would it give me that same feeling as Sacred Icon? Now, granted, yes, it's supposed to be different stuff out there so you get different experiences, but I said I wanted to do something new. Now, I had a Audible membership a while back, but I canceled it. But then I re-signed up, and ever since then, I've been listening to audiobooks. I felt like I spent a lot of money on audiobooks. And the thing was, at first, I'm not going to say I was against audiobooks, because I'm not. But the thing was, at least with Star Wars anyway. At least because, let me just say this again. I've always said this, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. If you're watching the video version, you can see behind me my bookshelf full of books. I have a lot of those books which I need to read, because I need to there's a couple more books I want to buy before I continue reading those books, and I need to do a lot of catching up. So, and I remember a while back when I was younger, I was like, I want to collect all the Star Wars books and read them, you know, actually have them. Because the thing about me is, I could be a book, I am a book nerd. I like to have the actual book in my, matter of fact, hold on, because I have a Halo book right here. I like to have the book in my hand. I like to feel it. I like to smell it. I'm being weird, y'all. I like the smell of a book. I like to just touch it and it just going through the pages and actually reading it and all that kind of stuff. I love that experience. But one thing I've realized as of late, I'm a busy person. Like, I barely have the time to sit down and read a book. Like, one of my books, like that I've been there's literally one book that I've been reading for 3 years now. And it's one of the Star Wars Republic Commando True Colors. I've been reading that for 3 years. And the funny thing is, when I read that book, I've only been reading it when I go get an oil change or get my car worked on, whatever. I'm sitting in the lobby or whatever, because I'll drop off my car off early in the morning. Let me be the first ones. But lately I haven't been doing it. Well, of course I've been getting oil changes, but because things have been so busy and plus of COVID, I don't sit in the lobby no more. I just drop it off, go home. So those used to be the times I really read. Or when I went through my first lock journey. If you listen to the audio version, you never see my face. I have locks. When I used to get my hair retwisted, I used to read when I was getting my hair retwisted. I don't do that no more. I retwist my own hair now. But yeah, so I haven't been able to actually sit down and physically read a book. But lately, when I've been at work, I've been listening to the audio version. And most of the books I've been actually listening to, believe it or not, majority of them haven't been Star Wars. They actually been Halo. Like I knocked out a lot of Halo books. I spend a lot of money too on those Halo books, but I've been knocking them out. Like the 2 Halo books, like I enjoyed all of them, but the 2 Halo books that I really enjoyed the most was New Blood, and Bad Blood. And that's my dad going outside. I had the Ring doorbell. But what was I saying? Right. I'm having a squirrel moment and I'm blanking out. But New Blood and Bad Blood, and the reason why I love those 2 books, first of all, if you're familiar with the Halo universe, with the Halo franchise, there was a Halo game called Halo 3 ODST, and one of the characters on there was named Buck, Edward Buck. And he was one of the coolest characters on there. And then later on in Halo 5, he actually was a Spartan. So what New Blood does, and both of these books are in first person, so it was in the perspective of Buck, basically explaining how he became a Spartan, this, that. And I don't want to spoil it too much because those 2 books are great. Don't like, out of all the books I've been, reading and listening to and all that stuff when it comes to Halo, right now those are the 2 that is the best right now. Like those 2 are the best. Of course, still nothing ain't gonna beat the Fall of Reach. Of course, I think when it comes to the Halo universe and when it comes to like the novels, everybody, I believe that everybody is always gonna say the Fall of Reach is one of the best Halo books out there. Funny enough, that book came out, the Fall of Reach came out before the very first Halo game, before Combat Evolved. But anyway, I'm getting stuck on that. Let's continue on. Another book that I listened to as far as audiobooks was the Will book, the autobiography by Will Smith. That was good. It was so good to the point that I forgot I was, like, my body was on automatic mode. Like I literally, my body was on automatic because I was so immersed into. And the thing was, it was, you know how most books is narrated by, I don't want to say some random voice actor or whatever. I don't want to say random, but usually somebody else is reading it. This one, Will Smith was actually reading it. Will Smith was actually reading the book. Like he was actually voicing his own audio book. And the thing is, I haven't read the actual book, but there was some extra things in the audio book that, of course, you're not gonna get that experience by just regularly reading it, by just reading that book. I'm not saying reading it is a bad thing. It's nowhere near. Cause I haven't read the book yet. Actually physically read it. Like I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a bad experience, but I'm just gonna tell people this: listen to the audiobook and also read it as well. Eventually, I'm gonna read the book. I don't know when. That might be 10 years from now, but just listening to it, it was so good. It was so good. It was so raw. Like there was some parts in there, like I was just laughing. Like I had to stop, and I was like, remember when I said I was on automatic mode? Like I was just doing my work. I didn't even realize my work. I'm so immersed in the way that he described things was so vivid. I felt like I was a part of his life. And the thing was, this is why Will Smith is one of my favorite actors. Like I'm not a movie person, but Will Smith is my favorite actor, right next to Samuel L. Jackson. But the way that he just described stuff, he was so vivid with it. And he was vivid with how he described his life and everything. He seemed honest with it. It was just an experience though, like just listening to him talk about his life. And like I said, I related to him so much in those moments when I was listening to that. And it was just like, wow. that's another black man that I can relate to. It's hard. I'm not gonna say it's hard to relate to other black men, but it's like, I don't know. It's weird to describe, but it was awesome just listening to that, just listening to his story and the similarities with me and him. So, and actually the book is very inspiring too, and it made me want to go even farther, made me push even harder. So I do recommend the Will book. Also, remember I said I wanted, I rather, when it comes to Star Wars books, I'd rather have them in my hand and read it. I've actually started listening to Star Wars books. I started the High Republic era, which is I forgot when it started. I want to say 2 years ago, but it's this new era that is between the Old Republic era and the Rise of the Empire era. It's like, I want to say 4, maybe 500 years, or maybe 600 years. I know it's a couple hundred years before everything that happened. Anakin Skywalker, he turned to Darth Vader, all that kind of stuff. It was a couple hundred years before that, and like with this new book series, this new era, Yoda's actually in there. So, but it's a younger Yoda, not that young, but it's a younger Yoda, a couple hundred years younger. And at first, I was skeptical about the High Republic. Of course, I'm a huge Star Wars fan and all that stuff, but obviously ever since Disney acquired Star Wars, there's been about it. Look, that's the best. I can't think of no word about it, so I'm just gonna make that sound. Those are the sounds that I make when I bother my rabbit. And yes, I have a rabbit named Dusty. And yes, I'm having a squirrel moment. But that's the point of this podcast. I'm having a squirrel moment. I love my rabbit, man. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I love my rabbit. Fun fact, I actually got my rabbit on Easter Day. But yeah, like I've only listened to 2 books so far, but right now I'm impressed. I really love the end. Yeah, my dad keeps going in and out. He's ready to leave, go to work in a minute. But let me tell y'all the funniest thing about the High Republic. I don't want to spoil anything for y'all, but I'm just gonna give this little tidbit. So y'all know, like, the Star Wars universe is so expansive. It could be, and it's so amazing. And it's like you got different life forms that come in different shapes and sizes and all that stuff. But the High Republic introduced one of the most intricate characters in species there is, that makes me think, like, what was the thinking? And it's like, and not in a bad way, in a good way, actually, at least in my opinion. I'm laughing because y'all not gonna believe me. Y'all think it's ridiculous, and a lot of people probably thought this was ridiculous, but I thought this was cool. There is a character, and it was the second book, I believe. Yeah, it was the second book. I think it was called Fall into Darkness. I forgot what it was called. It was the second book, and there's a character in there named Geode, Geode. You know what he is? You want to know what his species is? I can't think of the name of the species. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go look it up while I'm talking about it. But Star Wars. Okay. The name. So his race is Vintian, Vintian. And the reason why I'm laughing because I'm looking at a picture of him. Matter of fact. And long story short, this species is basically a rock. They're basically rocks. They're boulders. His geo species is rocks and boulders, basically. Y'all don't believe me. You know what? No, I'm gonna bring it up right now. Hold on. if you're watching the video version, you're about to see, y'all might not believe me, but watch this. Look, Geo, this is what he looks like. This is literally what he looks like, y'all. He literally is a rock. He is a big rock. And this is matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up more pictures of the species right now. Hold on, wait a minute. All right, hold on, y'all. Is there any more pictures? Hold on. But like, and the way they introduced him, at first I thought they were just trolling at first. Like, yeah, and this is another picture of him, right? Well, this is not Geo. Well, this is Geo. Oh gosh, that's and at first, when they first do, this is the way that they introduce him, right? So basically, the main characters, the Jedis, right? They had to go to this, they had to go somewhere. They had to go to the space station, right? And when they got introduced to the pilot and the crew of the ship they was in, it was a three-man crew. It was the main pilot, then there was this other girl, and then it was Geo. But the funny thing was, when they first introduced Geo, it was just a rock sitting there, and he's the navigator. That's the thing, he's a navigator. And I thought at first that was just the other crew, that's their way of kind of like their entertainment. But come to find out, he is sentient. He is smart. And there's more like him. And I thought they was trolling at first. But he's sentient, and I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but it's like the way that he does stuff, it's like they don't explain how he does it. It just, he does it. Like, for example, there was this one time, okay. So when everybody got first introduced, Geo was in the navigator seat, whatever, and he was just there. Like, he don't talk. He do not talk at all. But yet, his crew, Geo's crew, know what he's saying or doing or whatever. They understand it, but he does not talk. At least in the book anyway. He does not talk. And they never they don't describe how he moves. But I remember one part, he was in the navigator seat, and then when one of the Jedi went went to the mess, Geo was just sitting right there. He literally was sitting right there. It scared the character. And at first, I literally, for a majority of the book, when I first listened to it, I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, we're almost at 30 minutes. But I'm thinking to myself, it is just a big rock that these two have just for their entertainment. But he is sentient. He is the actual navigator. Like, he literally appeared downstairs. And this is how I knew for a fact that he was actually alive. The fact that the Jedi was able to sense him, they couldn't understand what he was saying. It's hard to explain, but he's basically a living rock. They never describe how he moves, how he do things, but they do describe that he does go to bars, that he go to cantina, he goes out there and have fun. And I'm thinking to myself, how does he do it? How does he move? Does he float? Does he just drag himself to his location? They don't describe none of that, unless I missed it. But he's literally he just does stuff, and they don't explain how he does it. That's why I loved it, because I'm like, and most people gonna think that's stupid, and I can't blame them, but I thought that was amazing. I thought that was the most amazing thing. I'm thinking to myself, they literally have a rock. They literally have a rock as their navigator. But yeah, that's what I've been, I've been doing audiobooks. Also been getting back into the anime. Like, for the longest, I really wasn't watching any animes for the longest. I mean, last year I did start, well, early last year, or maybe the year before that, I did, started watching the Inuyasha sequel. I can't never pronounce this, I'm not even gonna try it. But the Inuyasha sequel, and I watched the first couple episodes and I just stopped. Not because it's boring or uninteresting, but it just, I don't know why, I just stopped watching it, but I'm gonna get back to it. I think I stopped on episode 3 or 4. But late last year, 2021, I did start watching My Hero, you know. And then I also finally finished Dragon Ball Super. And the reason why I was so behind, because I was waiting for the English dub to become available. Now, that being said, before we get into that whole argument, I don't care if it's sub or dub. Like, I prefer dub, but certain animes I don't mind watching sub. But with Dragon Ball, I have to watch that dub only because the memories that's associated with it. I love hearing the original voice cast and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I finally finished that. Of course, I'm on season 3, I believe, of My Hero. And then what's next on my list as far as animes go, as far as what I want to start, is watching Demon Slayer. What's funny is I have Demon Slayer joggers on. I don't know if y'all can see it, but Demon Slayer joggers on, and so many people have been telling me it's good. So that's next on my list to start. Also catching up on Attack on Titan because I only watched the first season. So that's that. So I've been catching up with anime, of course listening to audiobooks, and then when it comes to gaming, which is my specialty. Okay, first of all, let me make this disclaimer real quick. And y'all not gonna believe me, but I'm just gonna say it, because when I tell people this in person, they don't believe me. I don't game as often as people think. And not because I'm not a true gamer, you know, whatever that means. But but, you know, I just been busy, you know. And most of the time when I do get the game is when I'm making my content. I usually, for the most part, been gaming when I make my content. Off camera, I haven't been gaming that much. But yeah, usually I game when I make my content. And that's not the only reason why I game. I mean, I love gaming on or off camera. I was gaming a long time before I started doing the content creation. It's just, you know, I'm in school right now. I haven't started classes yet, but my class is going to start in February. I know classes has started, but my class hasn't started yet. But yeah, I just been busy. So it's like when I get off of work, you know, and again, I'm not going to be complaining on anything, giving y'all my boohoo stories. It's just I've been busy. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So like, as far as like gaming goes, I only game like maybe 2 to 3 times a week, if that. So with that being said, with that little disclaimer being said, and I know y'all not gonna believe me, but I've been gaming more. I've been gaming more off camera, like, because I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, I need to relieve some stress, cause you know, life stuff. So I said I want to play more games off camera. And usually I do that, but most of the time when I play a game off camera, it's multiplayer, like you know, Halo Infinite, you know, stuff like that, multiplayer games, stuff that's just, or games that I've already played, like Mass Effect, all that kind of stuff. It's been a while since I played a brand new game, not brand new, but new games that I haven't played off camera. Like I've recently beat Control, and that was a good game. It's one of those games that, this is the best way to describe Control. Max Payne mixed with The Matrix, mixed with there was another thing to that. Oh, Stranger Things. That's what Control reminds me of. Max Payne, The Matrix, and Stranger Things. And the crazy thing is, I've only watched a few episodes of Stranger Things, but I kind of know what the premises and basis of it is. And yeah, it was actually pretty fun. It was kind of, the story itself was a bit confusing, but the gameplay itself was fire. It was good. I had fun with it. I beat it in a couple of days. See, my favorite games I like to play is action adventure. Yeah, action adventure. Fun fact, I really only got into first person shooters when I started playing multiplayer back in 2006, 2007. But I always like third person action adventure games. You know, I grew up on Tomb Raider. I grew up on Spyro. Plenty of games. Plenty of action adventure games. I love the adventures in these games. So I love games like that. I did start on, what's that game called? It's Sable, I believe. Yeah, Sable. Let me double check and make sure, but I think it's Sable, and it's an indie game. Yes, it's Sable, and basically it's a game that's it's like an open world type game, but there's really no action in it. It's mostly, I've only done the beginning, but based off what I read, it's really no fighting or action in there. It's mostly puzzle solving and all that stuff, which is not exactly my lane, but I still want to play it regardless because it seems relaxing. So that's that, and that's also just started on Just Cause 4. I played the second one, but I never played the first or the third one. But the reason why I like Just Cause, because it's one of those games, I call it a stress reliever game. And the reason why, because it reminds me so much of Mercenaries, which was an old game back in the day. Which I think was made by the same studios, because Square Enix made Just Cause. I don't know if Square Enix made Mercenaries, but it used to be fun. I remember playing Mercenaries back in the day. It's just open world chaos, basically. So it's like you be blowing up stuff, and it's just, again, it's a stress reliever game. So I also downloaded some other games. I can't think of all of them off the bat, but yeah, I've been just kind of doing some self-care kind of stuff, just doing what I want to do. And granted, I love content creation. I love streaming. I love doing the Let's Plays and all that stuff. But sometimes it's just nice to play a game without having to commentate, without having to worry about, if editing, worry about looking at a chat. And again, don't get me wrong, I love doing that. But the reason why I'm doing this is because gaming is my passion, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want it all just strictly work. I still want it to be my passion. So that's why there's certain games I will not stream. There's certain games I will not do a Let's Play on or make content off it. There's just certain games I will not do. Like, for example, Mass Effect. Even though I beat that game 20 times, I don't really see maybe streaming at the most. But I can't see myself really doing anything as far as content creation go with that game. Like I said, maybe at most streaming, and even then I'm kind of iffy on that. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing on my spare time, and somewhat, also my work time as well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. But let's get to some stories. Let's get to some articles. Let's get to the articles. And again, some of these articles I have not read through yet. Again, I just saw the headline and just kind of said, let me tell you where I get my articles from. Of course, it's from different websites, but on my phone right now, I have an Android device. On my phone, on the Google search bar widget, if you press the Google button, it has a lot of like articles and all that stuff, and the articles are based off like what I search for and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of it is gaming. So that's where I get a lot of my articles from. So usually, like when I'm article searching, I just kind of scroll through, and if I see something that's interesting, I'll usually put it in my collections, like, bookmark it and read it a little bit later. But this time, like, either I read some or I just saw the headline and just like, okay. But anyway, now, what was we talking about, right? So, February, next month, around the corner. I know February is around the corner. It's going to be a good month for gaming. February 2022 is going to be a big month for gaming. And this article comes from Gamertag.com. And let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's go ahead and switch over. Yeah. So, and this was published about 5 days ago. And it says February 2022 has potential to be one of the biggest months of the year for gaming because all the new video releases. Because of all the new video game releases and the potential for special events, February 2022 looks to be one of the biggest months of the year. Okay. The fall months usually represent the biggest months of the year for the video game industry, which, yeah, that's true. Because that's the holiday season, so that's where a lot of developers and all that stuff is going to make a lot of money. Plus, like, if a new console is coming out, oh yeah, that's the perfect time. Especially October, November, December. Okay, back to it. With many publishers saving their most notable games and blockbusters releases for September, October, and November. Like I said, I did say December, but still. Conversely, the winter and summer months are usually some of the slowest for games, with February not really known as a particularly big month for gaming. However, February 2022 is a different story and may very well end up being one of the biggest months of the entire year for gaming. Various release date delays and other happenings have set, mainly COVID, have set February 22. All right, let's take a drink of energy drink real quick because apparently I don't have enough energy nor enough awareness to be reading this. But hold on. I don't know how long this episode going to be because now I'm just getting to the first article and we're already at the 40-minute mark. All right. Anyway, various release date delays and other happenings have set February 22 up as being a particularly big month for gaming when it comes to new releases. Not only that, but there are rumblings that there may be some major events happening next month as well, with potential for new game announcements to keep fans buzzing. I'm taking my shoes off, y'all. Look, I am in my own home, first of all. I am in my own home. I'm going to take my shoes off. I had a long day at work. I was tired. So, I'm going to take my shoes off. Matter of fact, hold on. Before I start showing y'all my socks and all that kind of stuff, make sure I ain't got no holes in these socks. Yo, what if I showed y'all my socks and it had holes in it? Hold on. Let's switch back. I took my shoes off and I have Mario socks on. Look, I have Mario socks on. It's not really matching the whole Demon Slayer color scheme, but I don't care. I can wear Mitch Max socks whenever I want. I am in my own home. I am comfortable. And if y'all have a problem with me wearing my Mario socks on the podcast, first of all, you need to reevaluate your life. And if you're really that offended about me wearing Mario socks with Demon Slayer, get off my podcast. Y'all don't have to watch it. You can press stop. You can go to the next video. And if you like my content but don't like the fact that I'm wearing Mario socks, first of all, that's weird because I'm a gamer and I make gaming content. And of course, that means Mario's going to be mentioned in one way or another. But second, I have plenty of videos for y'all to watch. But if y'all really get up in arms about me wearing my... What am I doing, y'all? Y'all having a good day today? Because I'm having a good day today. Even though it was long, I'm having a good day today. And I'm drinking an energy drink and all that kind of stuff. And I still got to fix dinner. Who wants to fix dinner for me? If y'all want to fix dinner for me, let me know. I don't know how y'all going to get it to me. Although if you're in the Richmond area and if I know you in person, because I know some of my subscribers, I know them in person. But if y'all want to fix me something to eat, I love wings. I love wings. Hot wings. Chicken. Let's get back to the article. I'm sorry, y'all. That was a terrible squirrel. Seriously though, if y'all like what y'all hearing, like what y'all seeing, press like, 5 stars, good reviews, all that stuff if you like it. Anyway, back to the article. Let's see. February 2022 is going to be blah, 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 whatever. Here are all the major new video games currently scheduled for release in February 2022 at the time of this writing. Keep in mind that it's always possible that last minute delays will push some of these games back to a little later in the year. But as of right now, all these games are on track for release next month. So I'm just going to read the list of games that's going to be coming out, then I'm going to end it here. But, of course, we have Life is Strange Remastered Collection. I might actually get that. I said I might actually get it, but it'll probably take me 2 years before I finally get it, which is fine because it'll be on sale. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, which is February 4th. I have yet to play the first one, but I've heard so many good things about the first one that I might just get the first one. But I heard that the second one is going to have over 500 hours of gameplay. Oh. I had this thing about huge games like that, like over, and the base game itself, like just to beat it, like if you was to focus mainly on the story, I heard it's still close to 100 hours. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm a busy man, man. I feel like with me, like the way that I move, I like 10 to 20 hour games, 30 pushing it. But yeah, anyway. Moving forward, Ollie Ollie World, February 8th, Saifu, which is February 8th as well, Crossfire X, February 10th, The King of Fighters 15, February 17th, Total War Warhammer 3, February 17th. Here's the one I'm really hyped for, Horizon Forbidden West, February 18th. I'm hype about that. Now, the only thing that I'm conflicted about is, yes, it's coming out for the PlayStation 4, and I had the PlayStation 4 Pro, but I feel like now, especially since I got into PC gaming, I'm starting to know about frames and having the best experience now, especially since I'm getting like, 4K and all this stuff. Since now I have the technology and I have experience in technology, part of me wants to wait until I get a PlayStation 5 to play it, but then I also want to play it now. So I'm a little conflicted. Should I wait to get the PlayStation 5 or should I just play it on the PlayStation 4? I'm conflicted about that. But anyway, this ain't what this is about. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen expansion, which is on February 22nd. Then you have Elden Ring, which is February 25th, which I need to read about. I need to look into Elden Ring because I know a lot of people have been talking about that. So I need to look into that. Grid Legends, which is February the 25th, and then you have Evil Dead the game, which is to be announced, but right now it looks like it's aiming towards February. So yeah, that's looks like February is going to be a good month, a very expensive month, but a good month. Yeah, very expensive month for some folks. I know for me, I might buy one game next month, and I feel like that's going to be Horizon, because again, I want to play it. I love Horizon. The first one was amazing, and I played that off camera. So this one, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a Let's Play for that, because I have a plan for another Let's Play. I'm not going to tell y'all. Well, I might have already told y'all, but if I haven't, I'm just going to keep it to myself for now. I'm going to wait till I tell y'all. But I want to do this. Again, I'm having another squirrel moment, y'all. But that's the premises. But because I just finished the Halo Infinite Let's Play, which... yeah, I just finished that, and the Halo Infinite was the most fun I had as far as a Let's Play go. Because I did things differently. Instead of doing the usual, you know, dun, 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 intro, instead of doing that, I just did some, what I think is high production quality stuff. So yeah, I did things differently, and yeah, I have fun with it. I have fun doing it. I believe it was like 6 episodes because it was like hour long, 2 hour long. Because I didn't feel like doing small episodes. I just wanted to do the big, and usually I don't like editing that long, and I don't like my videos being that long. But I feel like for the sake of this Let's Play, I didn't care. But and y'all should go ahead and watch that Let's Play. So, but anyway, shoot, I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot what I was originally talking about, y'all. But yeah, like I want to do a Let's Play for Forbidden West, or do I? Cause I already have a plan for another one. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, yeah. But that's gonna be the month of February, and again, there's gonna be a lot of money being spent. There's gonna be a lot of days being taken off. Yeah. But anyway, next article. Speaking of Halo Infinite, and you know, this has been a problem, you know, to the community, but well, before this article, before this actually happened. But now, Halo Infinite is now allowing players to earn credits with the Season 2 Battle Pass. Now, you know, it's been a whole lot of... First of all, let me say this. This is my opinion about... Halo Infinite as a whole, both campaign and multiplayer. I enjoyed the campaign. I really did. And that might seem like I'm being biased, but I enjoyed the campaign. You know, I can still point out the flaws. Of course, there's flaws in there. And then like with the open world aspect of things, I like the open world. It's not that much to do in the open world, but it is fun. It is fun. And it definitely, I do like how the way they did it with the open world aspect of things. You know, they tried something different and it came out pretty good. I know what people have their opinions about the campaign. Some people say it's boring and all that stuff, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. Now, as far as multiplayer goes, because if you don't know, multiplayer was released before the campaign was. And the multiplayer is free to play. Now, because it's free to play, they have, you know, microtransactions and all that stuff. I actually spent some money on the battle pass, even though once I spent the money on the battle pass, you know, no. Before I even go ahead of myself, let's just get to this article real quick. And this article is by IGN. And again, Halo Infinite multiplayer will let you earn credits in its Season 2 Battle Pass. 343 also gave updates on Infinite shop changes and big team battle matchmaking problems. Also, they did say as well that they was going to lower the price of a couple things as well. Anyway, Halo Infinite's multiplayer will let players earn credits in its Season 2 Battle Pass that they will be able to use in the in-game shop to buy items, cosmetics, and even a new battle pass. Okay. Again, I have not some of these articles I have not read ahead of time. I knew they was going to do credits, but I ain't, you know, for like the cosmetics and all that stuff. But a battle pass? Shared by 343 Industries head of design Jerry Hook, and following continued feedback from the community, 343 has decided to make it so credits will be earnable in Halo Infinite's next battle pass, which will begin after Season 1 comes to a close in May 2022. Okay, I didn't realize it was that far out. But anyway, thanks to your continued feedback, we are happy to confirm credits will be earnable in Season 2's Battle Pass, Hook wrote. That means you'll be able to earn credits as part of your Halo Infinite progression. We'll have more to share on this as we get closer to Season 2. Hook also gave an update on the team's focus on reducing pricing, again, like I said before, reducing pricing across the board in Halo Infinite's multiplayer. He shared that while this week was all about reducing the prices of the weekly bundles, next week we'll see some individual items from those bundles appearing on their own. And in regards to the ongoing issues with big team battle matchmaking, 343 will also be removing any challenges that require big team battle when the weekly challenges reset on Tuesday until a solution is found. This will ensure the team doesn't remove anyone's progress from this week, and will make it so no one will be stuck with challenges that are tough to complete because of these problems. Okay, that's fair. Halo Infinite's Big Team Battle hotfix that was released earlier this week, technically last week, was not as effective as we hoped. Actually, when was this article? It was updated on the 21st. No, it was also released on the 21st as well. Okay. Let's go back. Anyway, Halo was not as effective as I hoped, but it also contained additional telemetry. I'm probably butchering that word. That has been providing promising data to the team. And that's it. And you know what? I'm glad they're doing that. The thing I feel like, though, the way they're gonna execute it is that even though you can use your credits to buy that stuff, I feel like the way they're gonna do it is, yes, you're gonna have to grind to get that stuff. You're gonna have to grind to get that stuff. But once you grind enough to get that stuff, you got it. It's gonna be much slower to get it that way than, of course, like getting the battle pass and buying it and all that kind of stuff. But I like that they're doing it. They're at least giving that option. It may not be the fastest option, but I feel like that's a good option. I just like having that option, regardless. Like, people don't have to always spend money. I mean, but I will say this though, I have mixed feelings about microtransactions to a certain degree. With microtransactions, I feel like, okay, if you pay $60, $70 for a game, right? I feel like everything should be there. DLC, I don't have too much of a problem with because it at least expands on the game. But when it comes to microtransaction, if it's free to play, I have no problem with it. And the reason why I don't really have a problem with it, because if it's free to play and people really like these games and want to continue playing it, they need the support. It needs to be financially supported. Somebody needs to pay the workers and the team behind it and the studios behind it so it can keep going. If it's free to play, microtransactions are okay as long as it's cosmetic. As long as it's cosmetic and it's not like a pay to win type of situation. That's when it gets, whatever. And as far as, like the prices goes for like the armor unlocks and all that kind of stuff, just to buy stuff like the cosmetic stuff in general, the prices and all of that, they said they're going to be reducing it. That's a good move. Me personally, I wasn't really complaining about the prices because, again, I'm not super big. I don't mind microtransactions on free to play, and as long as they're cosmetic, that stuff I'm not gonna be too crazy about, because at the end of the day, it's about the core experience. Does the game work? Is it fun? That's it. And if I'm in first person, I can't see, of course there's gonna be times you're gonna be able to see your own person and this, that, and the other. But if it's first person, I'm not too hyped up when it comes to like armor, what my armor looks like and all that kind of stuff. Like, let me tell y'all, what game is it? Started playing Gears again. Other than the stuff that I got when I first got it, like I got Cat and Emil on there from Halo Reach and all that kind of stuff. I don't have no additional skins for my guns and all that kind of stuff. Whatever came with it and whatever I unlocked, if I did unlock anything while playing it, that's all I got. I've not bought anything on there. But yeah, I think that's a good thing. What they're doing, allow them to earn credits and buy stuff with those credits. Again, it's probably gonna be a much slower progression with that, but at least it's an option. But enough of that. And here's something that's interesting that I came across. I didn't get the chance to. These are one of the articles I didn't get the chance to read, but this is about Assassin's Creed. Now, the last Assassin's Creed that I played was Origins. I do have Odyssey, but I just haven't touched it yet. Like literally, like I bought it last. Where is it? It's somewhere in here. Like I bought it last year or maybe the year before, and I've yet to touch it because I know it's one of those games that is ultra long. So eventually I'm gonna get to it. And then of course Valhalla. But I'm gonna wait till that goes on sale. What was the ones that came out before Origins? There was Unity, and I think the other one was Syndicate. Those are the two, as far as mainline games go, those are the two I haven't played. And I tried to play Black Flag, but I just couldn't get into that one. I like Assassin's Creed. It's just I'm not big on Assassin's Creed, so, but I did love Origins. But anyway, this is pretty interesting. Apparently, in this article is by IGN, apparently Assassin's Creed almost had a sci-fi ending. Now, technically, Assassin's Creed is somewhat of a mix between sci-fi and fantasy. But now if you don't know the premises of the game, at least with the original 3 anyway, after the original 3, well, not original 3, but the one with Desmond, after those, I kind of don't really know what direction they took it to a certain degree. But the way that it started off is Desmond used this machine called I forgot the name of the machine, but he went to this machine so that way he can experience and witness the experience that his ancestors went through, who was a part of the Assassin's Creed. The first, and I'm all over the place, I'm sorry y'all, but that's basically the premises of it. They go back in the past, learn about his ancestors and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel like explaining it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just tired. But so yeah, so it's a mix. So, but let's go to this article by IGN, and it will explain more. So yeah, Assassin's Creed was originally going to end on a spaceship. Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all now, that makes sense. It just, if you played Assassin's Creed before, it kind of makes sense. The Assassin's Creed series has always paired exploring historical time periods with modern day technology and storylines, but we're now learning the original plan for the Assassin's Creed trilogy almost took that concept to an entirely new level. As reported by Eurogamer, details of the franchise original ending were published by a student from a Belgian research university. And a work examining developer Ubisoft's let's go back. And a work examining developer Ubisoft use of religion. PhD student Lars de Wiltnov K. I'm butchering his long. I'm a butcher all that. So I'm gonna skip all that. Basically, Lars, who has a PhD, who's a student, wrote that modern day characters Desmond Miles and Lucy Stillman would have escaped Earth on a spaceship, setting off to start human civilization elsewhere. First of all, I butchered that whole thing. Second of all, that is interesting, but it would have made sense because on which one was it? Assassin's Creed 3. I think it came out in 2012, even 2011 or 2012. And basically, the basis of the game was supposed to be 2012, the end of the world and all that kind of stuff. And Desmond, him going through the Artemis and all that stuff, that's how he ended up stopping the end of the world. But yeah. What was his name again? DeWelted. I'm just gonna call him what was his name? Lars. Lars described his plan saying it was pieced together based on the interviews Lars held with Assassin's Creed creator Patrice and Assassin's Creed 3 creative director Alex Hutchinson. Briefly put, third game would end in a resolution of the conflict in the present day, with Desmond Miles, voiced by Nolan North, taking down Abstergo using the combined knowledge and skills of all his ancestors, including Assassin's Creed 1 Altair and Assassin's Creed 2 Ezio. Also, it is the end of the world in 2012, and Desmond, Miles, and Lucy are starting a new civilization elsewhere as Adam and Eve. And of course, that's all I'm going to read. Yeah, basically, Assassin's Creed almost ended with them being in a spaceship. And you know what? That makes sense. That would, again, I think that would have made a lot of sense, especially if you play the games. You would definitely know why. Y'all would definitely see why I said that makes sense. Why they would take it to that direction. Don't have too much to say about that. That's just basically it. I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to not only read that for myself, but also share that with y'all. But anyway, moving on to the next article. And these ones I'm gonna kind of read through pretty fast because where we at on time? Because I still gotta fix dinner or breakfast, whatever. I work nights. Problems of night shift problems. I love night shift though. First of all, you get paid more, and then I've always been a night owl. The only thing about working nights is flipping your whole sleep schedule and all that stuff. That's the only thing. Like now, like I sleep during the day, do my stuff at night. But anyway, enough of my complaints. Again, y'all came here to get away from y'all complaints. Anyway, now y'all know. Again, I said this many times, and I even started the podcast this way. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Now y'all know. Last year, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, they announced it. Now, here's a rumor, and this rumor, this article was, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm blanking out. Oh my gosh, I'm really blanking out right now. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Yeah. I've said before that I have ADHD, right? But I also take medication for ADHD. It has worn off 2 hours, 3. The ADHD medication is supposed to last for 8 hours. I work 10-hour shifts. It has worn off a long time ago. So the squirrel moment is at an all-time high. And when you're tired and you have ADHD and then you also have caffeine as well, that makes a wicked combination. It's about to get wicked. But I'm having fun, and that is the point of this podcast. It's me having fun. Me having fun and sharing this experience with y'all and hoping that y'all have fun and hoping that y'all day, that I can make y'all day. Even if you had the most crappiest day, baby mama freaking complaining all day, she on your back, your girl just cheated on you, or she broke up with you, or work was terrible, your job fired you, whatever you can think of. I hope when I make my content that, whatever bad day you have, whatever bad day y'all have, I hope I can make that better. Like, first of all, I'm not naturally funny, but I'm corny. I'm goofy, I'm quirky. That's the type of person I am. So I'm not naturally funny, but again, those 3 things I just told y'all, that's what I am. So, and when I watch other people's, I say this on all of my Let's Plays. I'm like, hope everybody's having a good time so far. What I always say? Hope everybody's having a good time so far. I know I say that in every single Let's Play that I do, but I said it not because it sounds cool. It sounds good. I really say this. Yeah, y'all should go watch my Let's Plays. But I would like, but no, I have fun, making content. I also have fun watching other people's content. I just want to make everybody's day, even make one person day, to not complete my objective, and not really mean that. But anyway, back to the podcast, because I just had a huge squirrel moment. I love Knights of the Old Republic, and when they first announced that they was going to make a remake, I was like, yes, finally, this is what everybody, This is okay. We're in the generation. We're in the generation of remakes, and out of all the remakes that have been coming out, what is the one remake that everybody's been asking for is Knights of the Old Republic. So, this article is from PlayStationLifestyle.net, and this was posted on the 12th. And again, this some of these articles are old, but here we go. So, rumor. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake will swap turn-based combat for God of War style action. So, Knights of the Old Republic remake is being built from the ground up to bring it into the modern age of gaming. Not only does this mean a graphics upgrade, it seems like the gameplay is getting quite an overhaul too. According to the latest rumors, the remake will be scrapping the originals take on a turn-based combat style for a more action-based approach instead. How will the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake gameplay change? Being built from the ground up with the latest tech to... No, let me start that over. The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is being built from the ground up with the latest tech to match the groundbreaking standard of innovation established by the original. YouTuber Mr. Matty Plays claims his sources have said the remake may no longer have combat that features some form of taking turns, instead opting for a complete action-based combat system. The system is apparently drawing inspirations from games like God of War 2 and is it Neo 2? NIOH 2? I've heard of that game, but I never can get the pronunciation right. Y'all, I'm going through it. How we doing today, y'all? Let's take a sip of water real quick. I don't want to take too much caffeine because eventually I do have to go to sleep soon. Matter of fact, we're done with the energy drink. We'll put that. And from the feeling of it, it looks like I've only drunk half a can. Let's just drink some water real quick because now I'm going to balance things out. Anyway. This information was backed up by a couple of job listings from Aspire Media to work on a AAA RPG. The first was for a combat designer where the ideal candidate will create engaging encounters in a rich and immersive world and needs experience in defining combat roles and crafting AI behaviors to build interesting enemies and bosses. The second is for an AI engineer who will specifically be working on a AAA action RPG. While there is always a chance that the developer is just upgrading the existing combat system, other remakes like Final Fantasy Remake has proven that changing a combat system is possible without being detrimental to the game. Regardless, take the rumor with a pinch of salt. So, yeah, that's... Again, now this is a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed yet. But I'm gonna tell you my take on this. Knights of the Old Republic is the only reason why I've ever played like turn-based games. Because the combat at that time, because remember, I think this game came out in 2004. The original came out in 2004, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, like that was good for its time. But now, like, if you was to play the game right now, it's definitely outdated. It's definitely the combat did not age well. Like I can tolerate it because I was playing Knights of the Old Republic 2 a couple months ago. Although now I'm about to get back onto Old Republic eventually. But yeah, I think this is if they do this, if this is true and they're gonna make it more like God of War, this is gonna make it seem very interesting. You know, this new combat style. But I also read somewhere else, now don't quote me on this, but I also read somewhere else that the story is gonna mostly stay the same, which a lot of people was worried about because people like the original story. But you know, like since Disney bought Lucasfilm and all that kind of stuff, you know, they've been making changes to the story and all that kind of stuff. The core story is still the same with Star Wars in general, but they made a lot of changes And a lot of people were worried about, are they going to make big changes to Knights of the Old Republic, the Old Republic era? So, yeah, that's that. Again, this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt, or as they said, a pinch of salt. But anyway, still talking about Star Wars, the next article we got is going to be talking about Jedi Fallen Order 2 release window and when it will be released. At this point, we all know that Jedi Fallen Order 2 is being developed, but not a lot of news has been coming out. Now, before we get into this, I love Jedi Fallen Order. I love the first one. And you know what? Because of Jedi Fallen Order, I will say now I am more interested to play Soul-like games. Like Dark Souls and all that stuff. Now, Dark Souls alone, like the actual Dark Souls and Demon Souls game, I don't want to play those because they don't have really the story is in the forefront. And those are the type of games I like. I like when the story is the forefront of it. Of course, yes, good gameplay and all that stuff. But because the story itself is in the forefront, I don't think I can get into it. But I do want to play Sekiro. Now, the only reason why I haven't played Sekiro yet because of the whole Activision Blizzard thing, which we're going to be talking about Activision Blizzard, not the negative stuff. But y'all already know where I'm about to go with this as soon as I finish this article. But anyway, Squirrel moment, and I totally forgot where I was going with this. Anyway, Jedi Fallen Order, right? So Jedi Fallen Order 2 release window, and this article is from CBR.com, and it reads as follows: A new report suggests that the highly anticipated sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order may be launching sooner than fans were expecting. Fans of the galaxy far, far away may be in for a big 2022, as a new report suggests that the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will launch towards the end of the year. December. Probably. Hopefully December. Because December's my birthday. And I want to do a Let's Play of that. Just like I did a Let's Play for the first one. But I think if it does come out, well, regardless when it does come out, I'm gonna do a Let's Play for it, and I'm gonna make the production quality of that just like Halo Infinite, like I did with that Let's Play. Anyway, according to a reputable video game industry insider and leaker Tom Henderson, developer Respawn Entertainment and publisher Electronic Arts are gearing up to unveil Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2. Beyond this, Henderson believes the game will release in the fourth quarter of 2022. Following today's announcement that Lego Star Wars will release April the 5th. You know what, that's my first time. I've been hearing about they finally gave a release date for Lego Star Wars, but I never saw the date until now, actually. Release April 5th. A May the 4th reveal now seems incredibly likely. His speculation concedes with a report published by Star Wars Insider Besman Bulletin, who notes that Fallen Order 2, or whatever subtitle is given to the sequel, will be revealed during the annual Star Wars celebration. As for what kind of game fans can expect from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2, Respawn Entertainment has yet to formally confirm that a sequel is in development, let alone provide any significant details on the game. Some fans are speculating that Fallen Order 2 will focus on an entirely new character acting as an anthology, I think I said that correctly, series, while others are sure that Cal Kestis, the protagonist of the original title, will continue to explore the ways of the Force. Basically, that's it. So yeah, it's a potential that Jedi Fallen Order 2, or whatever they're gonna call it, is gonna be released by the end of this year. Again, these are speculations, but if that's the case, that's gonna be cool. Now, as far as who's gonna be the main character, is gonna still follow Cal Kestis. I would not be surprised if they decide to follow another character. And the reason why I say that, well, no, I still wouldn't be surprised regardless on who they go with. Because, not saying that they can't expand on Cal Kestis, but at the same time, we all know about the Jedi, what happened to him and all that kind of stuff. But either way, me being a huge Star Wars fan, I just can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. So, but as I always say, I support development. I support developers having good mental health, just having good health in general, be able to spend time with their family. I hate crunch. I don't like the fact that they have to crunch, because at the end of the day, it's a business. Yes, at the end of the day, they're working on a product so that can help them, help the company make money, help people make money. But crunch, I know that hopefully the culture of crunch can be changed pretty soon. But take your time, because I'd rather have a good game. I'd rather have a game that's delayed to make it good than it be rushed out the door and then it be garbage. That's why I'm glad that Halo Infinite took the turn that it did, because it ended up being a great game. But anyway, this is going to be our last article, and then we're going to talk about the big elephant in the room. What's bigger than the elephant? You know what? Instead of saying the elephant now, we're just going to call it the big T-Rex in the room, because that's the only other animal. Are dinosaurs animals? The point is, I want something that's bigger than an elephant when we talk about the elephant in the room. But anyway, last article. The GTX 390 Ti Ti burning drove 24s. That's how all my partners go. I wish I had a hat so I can lean. I can lean it to the side like T. Fun fact. This is how goofy and corny I am. Look, I'll be messing with my dad a lot, right? So when he has a hat on, I literally would tip it to the side and be like, burning drove 20. And he just look at me like, really? Really? I love my dad. But yo, if y'all know any of my friends, and all my friends and family that's watching now, y'all know how corny and goofy and quirky I am. But yeah, it's the graphics card is getting delayed, and this article is from tomshardware.com, and it reads as follows. NVIDIA allegedly orders partners to halt RTX 390 Ti production. NVIDIA has allegedly requested that its add-in board AIB partners temporarily halt the production of its upcoming flagship GeForce RTX 390 Ti graphics card. There are reportedly issues with hardware and firmware, two websites reported on Friday. The exact nature of these issues remain unclear, but it is possible that the new top of the range board will arrive on the market somewhat later than expected. Tweaktown reported the news without disclosing reasons for the temporary halt, the time when NVIDIA's request was made, or whether NVIDIA reached out to all of its partners. This report is supported by video cards, which claims that NVIDIA wanted to pause production of its next flagship consumer product due to issues with the BIOS and hardware. We have no idea what kind of BIOS and hardware issues could lead to a temporary production halt after volume manufacturing was initiated. Typically overheating due to insufficient cooling and or overvolting, gosh, I can't talk. Choice of wrong, weak components, problems with select appliances, and incompatibility with certain hardware are among issues that plague newly released parts. Developers try to avoid such situations, which sometimes can cause delays. Yeah, that's just some other stuff supporting the article. I will say this last part though. Unofficial sources also pointed to a January 27th launch date for the product, but that date now seems in jeopardy. Blah blah whoopie whoop. Yep. So if you was planning on getting that graphics card, well, it's not coming out anytime soon. And again, that release date was just a rumor because the 27th is right around the corner. It's literally the 24th as I record this. But yeah, that's that. I just wanted to let y'all know that real quick. Again, it's unconfirmed. All of it is still alleged. But yeah, now we're gonna talk about the big T-Rex that's in the room. And we're gonna talk about, and of course everybody's been talking about this. Everybody has mentioned and all that stuff. But as my own creator, as me being a creator, I have to also put in my own input. I also have to put in my take. Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard for almost $70 billion. I'm gonna say that again. Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard for almost $70 billion. Technically, I think the number is 68.4 billion, I believe. Of course, everybody has been rounding it up. But yeah, almost $70 billion. This is huge. This is big. Bigger than the butts on the girls at Amazon. Yeah, I'm terrible. But that's let me tell y'all something real quick. At least at my location, I can speak for my location. I don't know about other locations, but I can speak for my location. Oh my gosh, the girls are so. I don't know how many times I've mentioned this. I don't know how many times I said this. I've said this publicly, private, semi-private, semi-publicly. The girls over at Amazon is thick. Anyway. Nah, but in all seriousness though, this is huge. This is huge. This is huge. Like even when Microsoft acquired Bethesda, they spent a lot of money on that, but it was nowhere near to this. This 70 billion. This is big. This is big. And of course, the reason why Microsoft has been buying all these gaming studios is for Game Pass. I love Game Pass. Game Pass is awesome. I recommend it to everybody. If you have an Xbox and you don't like spending a lot of money on games, new or old, get Game Pass. So it's like, I think it's like $10 for the PC version, $10 a month for the PC version, and $15 for the Xbox version that comes with Xbox Live and also the PC version as well. But this is big. This is, and when we're talking about Activision Blizzard, we're talking about Call of Duty. We're talking about World of Warcraft. We're talking about, did they do StarCraft? I think they did. Let me double check to make sure. I think they did StarCraft. Let me double check. I want to make sure I get my my facts straight. Yep. Blizzard. They did StarCraft. They did a lot of big games. The Activision side, of course, Crash Bandicoot. I believe they did Spyro. I know they published Sekiro, you know, all that stuff. This for $70 billion. This is huge. And of course, I don't even have an article pulled up because at this point everybody has covered it. This is facts, you know, all this stuff. Of course, it won't be finalized till next year, you know, just to make sure everything gets approved, make sure it's not breaking any monopoly laws and all that kind of stuff, which I don't think it will, but you never know. But this is my take on things. There's a lot of positive to this and there's a lot of negatives to it. The positive is, I'm gonna tell you now, especially for everybody that has an Xbox, imagine the catalog of games that is going to come on Game Pass day one. Imagine getting Call of Duty on Game Pass on day one without having to drop $60, $70. As long as you have Game Pass, you're going to get Call of Duty. What else I said? With the Activision part, I mean not Activision, Blizzard part. Imagine a new StarCraft or World of Warcraft coming out. Whatever games they make, coming out day one. Diablo, day one. This is a huge plus for Xbox. This is a huge plus for Xbox. Again, all these games. And you know what? It's gonna put PlayStation on their toes, because what comes with competition comes better products, better quality products, all that kind of stuff. Competition brings the best out of. Think about it. When the PlayStation 4 came out and then the Xbox One came out, that generation, PlayStation mopped the floor with Microsoft. So what they got now, the Series S and X and Game Pass. Game Pass is killing it right now. That's why they've been buying all these studios and all this stuff to put games on Game Pass. Now PlayStation got to come up with something. That's a big positive right there. Now PlayStation's probably going to have to come up with their own version of Game Pass. They're probably not going to be able to execute it as well. But what do you know? You never know. You never know. Now, there is some negatives to it. And the biggest concern is now that Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard, are the Activision Blizzard games going to be exclusive only to Xbox now? Are we able to get those games now on PlayStation or Nintendo? I think that's really like the biggest concern. Well, also concerns outside of gaming, which I'm gonna get on in a second. Y'all know how I feel about the whole Activision Blizzard situation. Not this situation, but the previous situation, the situation that is despicable and nasty and disgusting. But yeah, that's like the biggest con right now is where this is gonna take gaming to. Like, again, is it gonna be all their games gonna be Xbox exclusive? Is PlayStation's gonna? And one thing I just recently heard about, I was watching this video from Reviewtech USA, and he was talking about there was some news that Phil Spencer made an announcement, which is the head of Xbox. He said that they're gonna continue honoring the contracts that they had before the purchase. But what about after the purchase? Is everything going to be exclusives then? They're going to be honoring their contracts with PlayStation, Nintendo, all that stuff. But it's going to be after that? Is it all going to be Xbox? I think not. But I do understand why people are saying ain't no way they're not going to make this their games exclusive. Because $70 billion, or basically almost $70 billion, that's a lot of money not to try to get a return back. So I can understand where people are coming from, where it's like, we're going to maximize this. We just dropped $70 billion, basically. We're going to maximize this to the best ability, to the best that we can. We're going to make our money back plus more. I mean, yes, Microsoft is a behemoth. They have, I'm not going to say unlimited resources, but they have resources. But they're not going to be dropping. Think about it. The biggest acquisition was, of course, this. And then Bethesda. They dropping all this money not to get it back. So I understand that. But at the same time, let's talk about how when Microsoft acquired Minecraft. Now, of course, at this time, their business strategy was a bit different. This is before Game Pass came into the fray and all that kind of stuff. But think about it. When Microsoft first bought Minecraft, yes, it was only available for PC and Xbox when they first bought it. But then like a year or two later, it came on the PlayStation. It came on the PlayStation. Then it became available for Nintendo. Then it became available for mobile gaming and all that kind of stuff. It became available for multiple platforms. Yes, you can get it. You can play it for free on Game Pass, of course. But look, it's available for different platforms now. It is available for all these platforms, and they're still making money off it. Now I know that's a little bit different than acquiring Activision Blizzard. They spend a lot more money on this than they spend on Minecraft. Matter of fact, let's look it up now. How much was the purchase worth for Minecraft? How much did Michael? buy Minecraft for them. Mojang was acquired by Microsoft in September 2014 in a $2.5 billion deal. So yes, they spent less money on Minecraft, but still, it's still available on different platforms. I don't know. This is big. This is huge, and like usually I have a side with things like I think it's gonna go this way. I think it's gonna go that way. I don't know. Nobody knows because first of all, this was just revealed, and second of all, this is a unique situation. Now I will say this. I think with this situation, I think it would light a fire under PlayStation, under Sony to get to kind of be like, okay, now Sony's gonna have to step up because for the longest Sony was killing it. I think with the gaming industry, PlayStation has their own lane, Xbox has their own lane, and Nintendo has their own lane. So they're doing great in their own respective lanes. But with this purchase, Sony can't be comfortable no more. I feel like okay, this is what I feel. With PlayStation, they're very good with the exclusive experience. They're very good with that experience, with that side of things. Xbox, I feel like they're very consumer friendly, and as far as accessibility goes, able to access, be able to access easy access to gaming. That is their lane, especially with the Game Pass. And then with Nintendo, of course, their family / a mobile platform. They've always been good with mobile gaming and also good with family platforms. So they all have their own lane. But I feel like this is gonna light a fire under Sony. And then right now, I don't think Nintendo, they could be affected because they also have Activision Blizzard games on their platform as well. But I feel like they're not gonna be as affected just of yet. But I feel like eventually, as the years go by, I feel like Nintendo is now gonna have to kind of watch out a little bit, kind of innovate a bit, because again, Nintendo has always operated in their own lane. They've always, unlike Sony, unlike PlayStation and Xbox, they kind of always, up until now, they kind of skated in the same lane, but did it a little bit differently. But now they on every major gaming. Where am I going with this? PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo has always did, Where am I going with this, y'all? The point is this. This is big. This is huge. Sony is going to definitely have to do something about this. And Nintendo, that's a hard one. I feel like at the moment, Nintendo isn't going to be affected too much. Because they survived without third-party games before. Although I feel like, I don't know. Hey, this is one of these things it's like as soon as I come up with an opinion or feel like I know how I think this is gonna go, then I think about it like, okay, no, wait a minute. I don't know, y'all. Like literally, like as I come up with opinions, then another opinion or another fact or whatever, something else will come up and be like, oh, wait, no. I can see what can happen here, but I can also see what can happen here as well. And I know I'm not making a lot of sense right now. I know I'm just saying a lot of gibberish, but maybe I should have wrote something down. But it's a lot. This is a lot. Like, this is big for gaming. And again, like, this is new. Nobody know how this is gonna go. Nobody. With the exception of the people in that business, the only people that know exactly how this is gonna go is Microsoft, Xbox, and Activision and Blizzard. Now, what I hope for, and this is not even gaming in general, what I hope for as far as the business side, and because I have not played a single Activision game since the allegations came out, which at this point there's a decent percentage of Oh, wow. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Where was I going? You know, with all these allegations and all that stuff, I have not played a single Activision Blizzard game ever since this came out. Like, I really wanted to play Sekiro, but I was like, I can't support that. So, what I'm hoping will happen with this is, and you know what's the crazy thing is, too? I heard a story somewhere that Bobby Kotick, who is the CEO of Activision Blizzard, say he will step down once the acquisition is complete. Really, my guy, you should have stepped down a long time ago. Like, first of all, not even just step down, you should have been fired a long time ago. But the board wants to keep you. But anyway, that's a whole list. No, it's all a part of this. It's all a part of this. You know, all the allegations that's going on. I'm not gonna go into great detail. But what I'm hoping will happen, and maybe it will happen, maybe it's not, maybe this is me being hopeful and naive. But I hope that once Microsoft get involved, they change the management staff. I hope they change the people that's on the board. Definitely need a new CEO. Because the things that Activision Blizzard has been accused of, and at this point, some of them has been confirmed. At least with the Bobby Kotick stuff, like when he threatened one of his workers or whatever. That's basically confirmed. His spokesperson say, "Oh, he ain't mean it like that," which means he said it. But anyway, that's the biggest change I want, because at the end of the day, video games are there for entertainment, but these are people's jobs we're talking about, people's livelihood that we're talking about, that they have to go to this environment. Like, people don't feel safe in this environment. And even at my job now, there's a situation with one of my coworkers, and I'm not going to go into details. Let's just say that there's some harassment stuff that's going on in my job right now. And again, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I feel like no person, male or female, should fear going in the job in fear of being harassed or sexually harassed and stuff like that. And then if they open up and say something, that they're either going to lose their job, they're going to lose their position, and then they're going to be a recluse because people are going to be like, oh, they lying. No, she just doing this, or yeah, she doing this for the money and all. I just want, that's the biggest thing. That's my biggest concern. What is going to happen with that aspect of things? What's going to happen with that? What's going to happen with the people that are being accused and all this stuff, and the people that was doing this stuff? What's going to happen to them? That's my biggest concern. Again, maybe this is me being hopeful, naive, but hopefully Microsoft does that. Because why would they want to acquaint themselves with someone? And again, it's more businesses that does stuff just like this. It's more than just the gaming industry. But why would they want to acquaint themselves with somebody that's been accused and, you know, doing all this disgusting stuff? Why do you want to acquaint themselves with them without making some type of change? But yeah, that's everything I got to say about the Activision Blizzard situation as far as the acquisition. It's definitely interesting. This is huge. And again, is it raining? No, it's not raining. I'm just hearing stuff. I'm going crazy. That means it's time for me to sleep. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that situation. And usually at the end of the podcast, well, before I end it, my last bit, I always, give advice or feel like something, I like, I like sharing, some stuff that I feel like may help somebody out. This episode, I don't have that. I don't have that. I'm like, zip, nada. I have nothing. So I'm just going to give you some genuine, generic, but still good advice. Stay healthy. Drink plenty of water. Like I got a big bottle of water. Drink water. Exercise. Maintain your peace. Keep toxic people out your life. Live your life to the fullest. Take care of yourself. Establish boundaries. All that kind of good stuff. Have fun with life. Work hard, yes, work hard, but definitely have fun. Ain't no point of working hard if you can't have fun. Shoot, life is too short not to be having fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna give y'all generic advice like those. You know, keep your mind strong. Always keep learning. Always keep pushing. Always just live, basically. You know. And here's another advice I'm gonna give y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Follow all my social medias. I got Twitter, Instagram, which Instagram I'm most active on. That's my most active social media. Like, if you was to message me or drop a comment, you're going to get a reply on there. Not to say you're not going to get a reply on my other social medias, but you're going to get one faster on Instagram than any of my other social medias. But yeah, everything is Irving TV. Again, I have Twitter, Instagram, I have Twitch, of course, YouTube. I have a Facebook page now, Irving TV. Everything is Irving TV. I basically have just about every. I also have TikTok as well. I'm basically on every social media. But yeah, that's it. Go ahead, follow those. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Go ahead and give the podcast whatever platform you're listening on, whether it's Spotify, Anchor FM, Google Podcasts. Give it a good rating. Be honest about it, but give it a good rating. Drop a comment and all that kind of good stuff. And everybody have a good rest of the day. Make sure, again, take care of yourself. I appreciate everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, because shoot, the way I be making mistakes and fumbling over my words and how unorganized I be, if you stay tuned to this and you still listening and you got to this part of the podcast, you got to the end of the podcast, I love y'all. Like, I love y'all. Like, the fact that y'all patient with me, like, I really appreciate that, y'all. Like, literally, like, usually I don't actually record content once I get off of work. I might edit, but I don't usually record content when I get off because I'm dead tired. But I love doing this. I love entertaining people. Like, when I say I love entertaining people, this is what I love to do. There's a lot of work behind it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of work behind it. And I always say the editing process is my least favorite process. But I still love the process. And I'm going to trust the process too. But I appreciate everybody for listening, watching, sharing, telling your peoples about me and all that stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and end the podcast with this. Promoting peace, gaming, and wings.